time. So we have seen from only being able to manage the requirement of one off-taker, we are now having more than 5 off-takers, and as well onboarding World Bank Food Program contract for grain. So this has really supported the farm to reach the heights that it had initially not obtained through other funding options. Machame Fund is contributing to the livelihood of the community through employment, and we are happy to be contributing to Uganda's socio-economic transformation.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
Like a daily bando, like a daily bando, like a daily bando. Omuliro nguwulira muli mumutima kukakana like drums. Kalakata, kalakata, enendungu ya kusabula. Mikono tu, free of fire, free of fire, free of fire.
My name is Kelvin Opio, an agronomist. At Equator Seeds, we do productions, we do processing and marketing of agricultural seeds. We've been in seed production for about 15 years, and among other challenges we've had were the shortages of seeds. We've also had challenges with production due to climatic changes. Pearl Bank stepped in. We were able to mitigate a few challenges, among which included we were able to procure foundation seeds. We were also able to mechanize productions through hiring mechanized equipment. We were also able to mitigate the challenges of climatic difficulties like irrigation equipment. We were also able to train our farmers. This helped us increase our volumes of productions, that in turn increased our sales. We were able to produce certified quality seeds. Farmers were able to receive quality seeds that enabled them have quality production, that in turn they were able to command the market. This has really settled a lot of issues with the farmers. Farmers currently are able to negotiate, feel free to negotiate for the prices of their grain because it's of high quality. I commend Pearl Bank for the financial services. Farmers are able to now meet some of the challenges of school fees, hospital bills. This has all happened through the support Pearl Bank has given us, and which we are able to disseminate to the farmers.
All right, good evening to you here in Uganda. It's about 17 minutes on to 6 p.m. and we have just come from the reading of the Uganda National Budget 2026-2027. You are watching UBC TV and we're coming to you live from Kololo Independence Grounds. My name is Julie F. Nantaba. Interesting, it has been, of course, the highlight there is the fact that surprisingly the president's speech has been really short. We thought we were still going on for an hour or so, but well, we are here to just indeed look into the little bit of things that he has addressed. Of course, he has talked about the budget, the fact that 6.4% growth from last year is indeed some growth, but looking forward to that 10.2% when oil is introduced into the system as one of the sources for Uganda's revenue there at that. But he also just talked about a little bit about Ebola and how easy it is for us to have it under control, because at the end of the day it is quite less dangerous compared to coronavirus that we went through a couple of years ago. But therein he talked about the trade order, and he used the analogy of your body and my body. You cannot eat from your ears or use your forehead to eat, but rather use your mouth, and he used that same analogy to definitely use it for the trade order in terms of functioning for the roads and the walkways meant for pedestrians. Now we do definitely have people to speak with here after the budget reading. A very good evening to you. How are you?
Good evening, Miss. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. To our viewer, who are you and what are you representing?
My name is Mafabi Ashanabulo. I am the woman representative for Soronko District. I am pleased to be here today. We have just completed the budget reading for this year, and we have laid very strict ways of how we are going to reach there. Our dream is big, very big. We are going to increase by 10-folds. So if you have big dreams, you have to also take extraordinary measures. And of course, as a representative of the people, I must first of all state that the question is not about borrowing. The question is, when you borrow, how are you using the resources? And we are looking at investment, and not just any investment, but in areas where we know Uganda is richly endowed. And among them, as someone who comes from an agricultural sector, we have barely scratched the surface of the potential in agriculture. Uganda has about 80% arable land. The rest, the 20% is wetlands and stones, rocks, sorry. And we can see that only 35% of it has been explored. If Uganda's agriculture sector is fully utilized, I trust you, we shall be able to feed the whole of Africa. That is the potential Uganda has. And on top of that, if you look at the sectors of ICT and minerals, this is all areas where we are going to increase. So Ugandans, I want you to support the government with all the programs they're doing. Our role as leaders is to follow up, to make sure that whatever has been dispersed into the communities actually is doing the right service, the right work. The ministries are doing their part, and you as a leader, you're supervising. But the question comes back to you, the omuntu wa wansi, the grassroots beneficiary. How are you handling the money they're giving you? Because in this budget, we have clearly been told some of this money is coming straight into your pocket. That is through PDM, through Emyoga, through the agricultural scheme loans, through the women empowerment group programs, the youth programs. You are also going to be held accountable, and it's absolutely important that for you to understand that the success of us reaching this big dream we have is also dependent on you.
All right. Thank you very much, Honorable, for your time. And we look forward to your Chisanja being indeed one of no sleep, and your constituency having all the greens from this Chisanja.
Oh, yes, yes.
All right, thank you very much. It is the Uganda National Budget 2026-2027. Why do I feel like my tongue wants to go back? No way, it's 2027, and we are analyzing it right after the speech. A very good evening to you.
Good evening to you, Professor Wilbur Hebwa, MP Nakaseke North.
All right.
This has been one of the best budgets I've listened to. And I call upon all Ugandans, wherever you are, that you really understand this budget and try to embrace what has been presented. The budget is threefold. It is talking about household incomes. It is talking about ushering people into the money economy, and I think that is pillar number one that actually touches the common person. Then it is talking about the STEM. If you talk about science, technology, if we are talking about issues to do with these key economies that the sectors of the economy that we must focus on, and then we talk about the enablers where government is putting a lot of investments. But what was very interesting is the emphasis of the president on accountability by leaders, and then the leaders actually having to go down to make sure you monitor government programs, because I think that has always been the problem, that we have got so many things on paper, but then when we go into implementation, nobody actually oversees. So his message was very simple: Chisanja no sleep, Chisanja no corruption, and all leaders who are paid by government must monitor government programs. And I think this is a serious message that all of us must follow so that Uganda can be able to transform.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable, and we definitely wish you a good, productive Chisanja no sleep, even in this first 1 year of the budget running that's starting in the next month.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, you are watching UBC TV, and we are at the Kololo Independence Grounds. A couple of people that we definitely look forward to speaking with. I look forward to speaking with the PSST, that is the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Finance and the Secretary to the Treasury there. So that there are many things that I wish to hear from him in regards to this budget, but some of the things you need to note, especially things that well, the whole budget is rather interesting, right? But some of the things that easily catch one's ears at that, we looked at alcohol there that has an increase in its excise duty there from 1,700 Uganda shillings to a whole 3,500 Uganda shillings per litre. But also motorcycles at first registration comes from 200,000 Uganda shillings to 500,000 Uganda shillings, and there in single-use plastic comes from beyond the 1st of July, or from the 1st of July, well, cement, a bag of cement will come from 500 shillings to 750 shillings per
amagezi amakaki. So we actually have to understand that in service delivery there are people that you will have to just bulldoze. Has stood up to thieves and told you are actually thieves. That's why you're saying Taina Mpisa. So Ugandans, we have to be more patriotic. Everyone, every leader is trying to look good, trying to make the best, sweetest headline. That's not the way you fix a country. You fix a country with the bitter truth. You fix a country through donkey work. You fix a country through noble fights. You fix a country through discomfort.
Right.
You have to be able to risk it all and tell someone enough is enough. We have to fix this, we have to fix this, we have to fix this.
Right.
And that's what we're going to do in local government. Supervisory role is not a joke.
Indeed.
For some, you had this budget. The budget was over 60 pages. For someone to tell you that now you're going to supervise the reality in the local government, don't think you're going to supervise it by joking around, by being the sweetest girl on the block. No. You have to be a fighter. You have to be able to take hard decisions. People have to face the law where they need to face the law. People have to act. Whistleblowers are relying on people like me.
The local government is one of those areas that have had a lot of complaint when it comes to, well, even just work. Employment forces, people have to pay for jobs. And away from the strategy that so far you've launched and Ugandans have experienced so far in just a bit of your service, what other strategies are you planning to employ to make sure that the local government is as effective as it ought to be in this next financial year?
Go digital. I was happy with my senior minister, the Honorable Balam. He suggested that we have a digitalized system of monitoring compliance. We have a digitalized system of making sure the DHO is there. You give money. The extension workers are not doing their job. The people who are supposed to follow up. So let's have their input and their participation digitalized so that we are able to monitor. Number 2, we must have a call center. Those are good ideas, some of them from my senior minister, where people can report immediately that this is going wrong. You can see the hopelessness in the border sector. Right. They are killing innocent people. Whoever they suspect of theft, they beat you, they abuse you, they are vulgarizing the community because of lack of supervision. The CDOs are not doing their work.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Honorable. Indeed, we look forward to the first 100 days of Honorable Justin Namere with Honorable Balam Barugahara. A very good evening to you, Honorable Wanyoto. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm Lydia Wanyoto Mutende, Woman Member of Parliament for Mbale City, and I'm happy to be here on our first budget day for the term of office.
You are one of those people who are very passionate about service delivery. I remember when the NRM MPs came back from Chankwanzi, one of the key points you made was service delivery. We have to do our work. What does this budget tell you?
This budget has been rolled out in a manner that is us to begin the campaign of the tenfold growth. We are talking about the tenfold growth, which means that we are going to make the economy 10 times bigger in the next 10 years by achieving the $500 billion US dollars. What does that mean? It means that we have to be efficient, be frugal with the resources, and be able to track the budget like it has been laid out today. There's been money especially put for socio-economic transformation. For example, money for the parish development model, money for the Women Enterprise Fund, money for the youth. This is money that touches directly the people, so they are in the financial sector, so they're in the money economy. So our work is cut out, because as we appropriate every quarter when money is used, we must track and see that the beneficiaries get money and that the enterprises are working, and then we review and ensure that people who are participating in the money economy, they are making profits, they have something to eat in terms of food security, but also to make sure that there's something to sell so that they can have incomes, but to do savings. What is important is to improve the agriculture sector. There is the ATMs, the agro-processing, tourism, manufacturing, and most important, improving the science and technology. So it's in line with the National Development Plan, but also NDP4, but also in line with the NRM manifesto, for which I've been part of the technical team that have been working on these documents to direct the country's growth. Yes.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Wishing you well as we begin to obviously end today's live feed that has been coming to you live from Kololo Independence Grounds. As you followed UBC TV, bringing you all the information regarding the national budget. Keep in mind that the government is looking for about 45 trillion to finance this budget, something that the URA has to look into collecting. The URA's target is 40 trillion Uganda shillings. Will the URA ably collect that money? Will it surpass 100% plus, as was the case in 2024-2025? Well, we await and see what the performance looks like therein. But for now,
it is small, but it is something. Everyone starts from somewhere.